Triumphs and Tactics of the Norman Conquests. The Normans emerged from a unique convergence of cultures, blending Scandinavian Viking roots with Frankish and Gallic influences. Their story begins in the early 10th century when Viking leader Rollo was granted land by the French king. This marked the birth of Normandy, a region destined for historical significance. Normandy's establishment saw the transformation of Viking raiders into feudal lords. This region developed rapidly under the leadership of Rollo and his descendants. The Normans built a robust economy and sophisticated societal structures, setting the stage for their future conquests and influence across Europe. The Normans introduced several military innovations, most notably the use of heavy cavalry. This change revolutionized medieval warfare, giving them a significant advantage in battles. Their strategic use of fortified positions and advanced siege techniques also contributed to their military successes and expansion. Vikings, known for their seafaring prowess and raiding tactics, laid the foundation for what would become Norman strength. Over time, these Norse warriors settled in northern France, intermarrying with local populations and adopting Christianity, which significantly altered their cultural and military practices. The Normans implemented a feudal system that redistributed power and land among loyal vassals. This system created a structured society where land ownership was tied to military service and loyalty to the duke. It established a hierarchical order that ensured efficient governance and control over their territories. Rollo, a Viking chieftain, established the Duchy of Normandy in 911, laying the foundation for the Norman dynasty. His descendants, notably William the Conqueror, continued to expand and consolidate power, transforming the Normans from raiders into efficient rulers and strategists. The Normans, inheriting Viking seafaring prowess, revolutionized medieval warfare. They introduced mounted knights, heavy cavalry charges, and innovative siege techniques, which were crucial in their conquests. Their adaptability and martial skills made them formidable opponents across Europe and beyond. The feudal system under the Normans efficiently distributed land and power. Lords granted fiefs to vassals in exchange for military service, creating a structured and loyal hierarchy. This system ensured control and stability, reinforcing Norman authority over their territories. The Norman Conquest of England in 1066 was a seismic event. William the Conqueror's victory at the Battle of Hastings reshaped English history. His leadership, coupled with strategic brilliance, facilitated the swift integration of Norman rule, altering the cultural and political landscape of England. Norman cavalry played a pivotal role in their military successes. Heavily armored knights on horseback provided mobility and shock value in battles. This cavalry, combined with disciplined infantry, enabled the Normans to execute complex maneuvers, securing victories against often larger and entrenched foes. Norman castles and fortifications were crucial for military dominance. These structures, often built on strategic locations, provided defense against invaders and served as administrative centers. The iconic Motte-and-Bailey design exemplified their innovative approach, combining elevated earthworks and wooden or stone keeps for enhanced protection and control over conquered territories. The Domesday Book was a groundbreaking administrative tool commissioned by William the Conqueror. This extensive survey documented landholdings and resources across England, enabling efficient taxation and governance. It provided a comprehensive snapshot of the kingdom's wealth and facilitated the integration of Norman rule, ensuring greater control over the Anglo-Saxon populace. Integrating and controlling the Anglo-Saxon nobility was vital for Norman stability. By redistributing land and forging alliances through marriage, the Normans secured loyalty and minimized resistance. This strategy ensured continuity of local governance while reinforcing Norman authority, blending cultures and creating a unified ruling class. Norman culture and architecture left an indelible mark on England. The introduction of Romanesque style, characterized by rounded arches and robust structures, transformed the architectural landscape. Monasteries, cathedrals, and castles reflected this influence, promoting Norman culture and demonstrating their dominance through impressive, enduring edifices. The Norman influence on the English legal system was profound. They introduced feudal laws that redefined land ownership and governance. The establishment of royal courts and the codification of laws under Norman rule laid the foundation for a more centralized legal system, shaping the evolution of English common law. The Norman Church underwent significant reforms and consolidation of power. They established strong ecclesiastical structures, built impressive cathedrals, and promoted monasticism. This bolstered their control over both religious and secular life, aligning the Church closely with Norman interests and reinforcing their rule through divine legitimacy and moral authority. In southern Italy, the Normans established a formidable presence through strategic marriages, alliances, and military prowess. They navigated complex political landscapes, gradually consolidating power and expanding their territories. This conquest was marked by adaptability and shrewd governance, laying the foundation for a new Norman-dominated polity in the region. The Norman conquest of Sicily involved brilliant military strategies and overcoming significant challenges. They adeptly utilized both naval and land forces to defeat various Muslim and Byzantine factions. Their success in Sicily showcased their tactical versatility and determination, ultimately transforming the island into a vital center of Norman power and influence. Norman involvement in the Mediterranean was characterized by dynamic trade relations and astute political maneuvers. They established lucrative commercial networks, enhancing their wealth and influence. Their strategic marriages and alliances with local powers further cemented their position, allowing them to play a significant role in regional politics and economic activities. Norman conquests often relied on the effective use of mercenaries. These hired soldiers provided essential manpower and specialized skills, enabling the Normans to expand their territories rapidly. By employing mercenaries, the Normans could adapt to different combat scenarios and maintain their dominance without overextending their own military resources. The Norman conquests had a profound effect on European politics, reshaping power dynamics and alliances. Their military prowess and strategic marriages expanded their influence, creating a web of control that extended beyond their conquered territories. This shift altered the balance of power, setting the stage for future conflicts and political developments. In their expansion into Wales, the Normans employed a combination of military force and strategic fortification. They built castles to secure their holdings and exert control over local populations. This methodical approach allowed them to gradually integrate Welsh territories, influencing local governance and culture while securing their borders. The Normans left an indelible mark on Scotland through both direct conquest and political maneuvering. Their influence permeated Scottish nobility, governance, and military practices. By forming strategic alliances and intermarrying with local elites, they integrated Norman customs and administration, significantly shaping Scotland's medieval political landscape. Norman military innovations revolutionized medieval warfare. They introduced advanced siege techniques, cavalry tactics, and fortification strategies that set new standards. Their use of heavily armored knights and disciplined infantry units allowed them to dominate battlefields, influencing military practices across Europe and contributing to their enduring legacy. Psychological warfare was a key component of Norman military strategy. They employed intimidation, propaganda, and symbolic acts of violence to demoralize opponents and suppress resistance. This tactic not only facilitated their conquests, but also helped maintain control over subjugated populations, ensuring the stability and longevity of their rule. The Normans' naval prowess was crucial to their conquests. Their fleet enabled rapid troop movements and effective supply lines. Mastery of the sea allowed them to surprise enemies and secure coastal strongholds. This naval dominance extended their influence, making them formidable opponents in both land and sea battles. Alliances played a pivotal role in Norman successes. Strategic marriages and treaties expanded their power base and secured vital support. These alliances often turned potential enemies into allies, ensuring stability and bolstering military campaigns. Through diplomatic savvy, the Normans created a network of loyal partners, enhancing their conquests. The Normans were active participants in the Crusades, driven by both religious zeal and the promise of new territories. Their military expertise and strategic acumen made them valuable allies in these campaigns. The Crusades furthered Norman influence in the Mediterranean, showcasing their adaptability and commitment to Christian expansion. The Norman legacy is deeply embedded in modern Europe. Their influence is seen in architecture, legal systems, and cultural practices across the continent. Innovations in administration and governance introduced by the Normans have had a lasting impact, shaping the development of European states and contributing to the foundation of contemporary political structures. Comparing Norman strategies with other conquerors reveals their unique blend of military innovation and administrative acumen. Unlike others who relied solely on brute force, the Normans integrated conquered territories through efficient governance and cultural assimilation. This combination ensured the stability of their empire and differentiated them from purely militaristic conquerors. The Normans distinguished themselves from other conquerors through their strategic use of castles and fortifications, which secured their control over newly acquired territories. Unlike many invaders who relied solely on brute force, the Normans integrated sophisticated military engineering, creating strongholds that served both as defensive structures and symbols of their dominance. Religion played a crucial role in Norman conquests, providing both a moral justification and a unifying force. The Normans often aligned with the Church to legitimize their rule, using religious reforms to consolidate power. Their ability to intertwine faith with governance set them apart from purely secular conquerors. Norman conquests had profound impacts on local populations, often resulting in significant cultural and administrative changes. They introduced new legal systems, architectural styles, and agricultural practices. While their rule sometimes led to oppression and displacement, it also brought about infrastructural improvements and enhanced governance, which influenced the societal development of the regions they controlled. Adaptability was a hallmark of Norman expansion, allowing them to thrive in diverse environments from the cold climes of England to the sunny Mediterranean. They were adept at assimilating local customs and efficiently integrating them into their own culture. This ability to adapt ensured their long-lasting influence and success in various regions. Under Norman rule, economic policies were designed to maximize resource extraction and ensure efficient administration. They implemented systematic tax collection methods, such as the Domesday Book, to keep precise records of landholdings and resources. These policies not only increased their wealth, but also laid the foundation for a more structured and prosperous economy. Women in Norman society held significant roles, both in domestic and political spheres. Noblewomen managed estates, oversaw servants, and sometimes acted as regents. They were instrumental in forging alliances through marriage and could exert considerable influence. Their contributions, though often overlooked, were vital to the stability and prosperity of Norman rule. The decline of Norman power was gradual, influenced by internal strife and external pressures. Succession disputes weakened their political structure, while emerging powers challenged their dominance. Despite their military prowess, the Normans struggled to maintain their extensive territories. Their legacy, however, continues to shape many aspects of modern Europe. Historians have long debated the Normans' impact on medieval Europe. Early accounts often glorified their conquests, while modern perspectives highlight their brutal methods. Recent scholarship focuses on their administrative innovations and cultural integration. This evolving historiography underscores the complexity of Norman rule and its enduring influence on European history. The Normans have left an indelible mark on popular culture, inspiring countless books, films, and television series. Their dramatic conquests and distinctive architecture captivate audiences worldwide. Fictional portrayals often blend historical fact with legend, keeping the Norman legacy alive in contemporary storytelling and reinforcing their image as formidable warriors and shrewd rulers. The Norman conquests have had a lasting impact on Europe, shaping political boundaries and cultural landscapes. Their administrative and military innovations set new precedents. Norman architecture, language, and legal systems influenced subsequent generations. The blend of Viking and Frankish traditions created a unique heritage, which continues to resonate in modern European identity.